You're listening to The Gnomes Are Alive.
I really hate it when people are late to interviews. Sure, it's just 20 minutes for you. To me, it's my whole life. All my friends left to do bigger things in bigger cities, but, well, I think this little town is plenty interesting. I love it, and you know what? I'm going to prove how great it is with an amazing story. But I can't do that if nobody will talk to me. Maybe Miss Sophie is late because she's afraid you're going to hold her at point-blank range with an organ converter.
You know what your problem is, Jenna? You won't hold people at point-blank range with an organ converter.
It's my fatal flaw.
You're too straight-laced, too by the book. If you want to write a good article, you've got to risk it for the biscuit every once in a while.
How tragic that I remain stuck between my desire to write a thrilling exposé and my desire to not get arrested.
All right. I'll let you do your job then, Miss Professional Reporter. I could use a nice walk around the park anyhow.
Be careful. The park has been especially filled with the same strange anomalies flooding the town. Sidewalks have been leading people to Germany, and when the wind rustles through the trees, it sounds like they're whispering secrets. And don't push any children off swings again.
They always hog them.
Oh, Sophie, hello. How are you?
That's a complicated question. Lately, I've been questioning my very sense of identity. I thought I was one Sophie, but it turns out I'm quickly becoming another. Is that a bad thing if I enjoy the company of both Sophies? Oh, I mean, I'm fine. How are you? My apologies. Sometimes I forget that how are you isn't really a question so much as a different way to say hello. How strange.
Yes, very, very strange. If we could get right into things, Miss Sophie. Lavaster Laboratories has recently started operating in several different locations throughout the city. Why are we interviewing here instead of at one of those locations?
This is a cafe in the park. It creates an atmosphere that many people find relaxing, and my lab has sent me to calm you down after the way your interview with Colin ended. Please, don't take that as a sign of Colin's character. He really is much nicer than that. But I must admit, I chose this location mostly for personal reasons. I quite enjoy the smell of fresh air, feeling it sweep through my nose and rattle in my lungs. What a thrill.
Breathing?
Yes.
Well, I guess it's the small things in life. Why have your operations expanded into these multiple different locations in the first place?
A single bunker was no longer big enough to contain our project.
Physically? Logistically?
What can I get you two started off with?
Your turkey sandwich, please.
Oh, I wouldn't recommend that. It's, well, ever since that factory started pumping smoke, it's been, biting back.
Biting back?
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's like the bread opens up and the lettuce is its tongue, and I don't really know how exactly it got teeth, but...
I'll just enjoy some breadsticks then.
That waiter just said that the sandwiches only started biting back after Lavaster Laboratories occupied that factory over there. The one pumping all that smoke in the air. What exactly are you burning?
Our acquisition of the factory was not meant to alter its function in any major way. Excuse me, I must be coming down with something.
Yes, actually, a lot of people are. Is your factory working with something toxic? Something the fumes of which would make people sick?
Okay, here's your... breadstick smell.
Thank you?
I wouldn't eat that if I were you.
Catch!
Ah!
Oh my gosh, Sophie, how did you catch that snowball with one hand without looking?
I've got a good arm.
Tobias, where did you get a snowball in the middle of May?
There's this single spot in the middle of the park, maybe a square foot or so, where it just keeps snowing. People have been trying to move the pile of snow away, but it won't budge from that one spot. So I figured, how about a snowball fight?
That wasn't much of a fight. I apologize for him, Miss Sophie.
Not at all. I like working out my arm.
Ow! That was a much harder throw. You threw that impossibly fast.
Sophie, who is funding your operation?
River Lavaster funded the project. She handpicked my colleagues and I to create it, and has directed the operation ever since.
But what does a private independent interest like River Lavaster have to gain from this project?
I can't pretend to know the thought process of a mind as genius as River Lavaster's, but her personal motivations are always to create and sustain life.
Ah! That thing wants the breadsticks!
It's a bird.
No, it's not. It's got horns.
It's a genetically modified bird.
I don't think you can call something a bird anymore if it flies not with feathers, but with... Are those tentacles?
It looks like the things from A Quiet Place.
What? Tobias, have you even seen A Quiet Place?
I love that movie. Colin took me to see it and I smiled the whole time.
You smiled the whole time you watched A Quiet Place?
Yes! The people in the seats next to me told me I was sick, which I now know can either be good or bad, which is confusing. But I just loved how scared I felt. I mean, I really felt terrified. And the actors looked terrified too, although I know they weren't. How amusing is that?
I'm just having a lot of trouble listening to you when I'm looking at this thing. It's looking at me.
Get out of Jenna's face, you freak of nature. Shoo! Go! Go!
Oh my gosh. It's flying away and I can't tell if I'm relieved or even more disturbed by that sight. Birds never looked like that before your lab arrived. They never should look like that. What on earth are you doing in there?
Don't ask for confidential information.
Can I ask why that information is confidential?
That's confidential.
Ugh! No one ever gives me a straight answer.
Whoa. People don't usually do that stuff so openly. I mean, I'm down if you're down, though.
Tobias, no.
This isn't any sort of illegal substance. I just like to bring my own homemade spices and put them on my breadsticks. Like this.
Whoa. I've gotta try some.
Tobias! You can't just eat other people's condiments.
No offense, Sophie, but this makes the breadsticks taste worse.
I know. The bitterness, the stench. What a wild ride of sensations. Bad food really makes you feel so much more alive than good food.
Tobias, what are you doing?
My shadow! It's trying to fight me. Ugh. Ugh. How could you betray me like this?
What is happening?
Oh yes, shadows have been coming to life lately. That could be due to our lab become...
Oh my gosh, Sophie, are you okay?
Well, she can't really take a break from retching to be like, yeah, don't worry, I'm great.
Look at this. She's been coughing up something blue. It's all over her napkins. Ugh, this is also weird. It feels like I'm never going to get answers for it. Not unless...
Whoa, Jen, you're stealing her papers?
What? You're the one who said I didn't take enough risks. You've got to risk it for the biscuit. Or, in this case, the scoop.
Well, who would have guessed? Crazy is a good look on you, Jen. What do the papers say?
They're about 20% impressively accurate yet tastefully stylized doodles of Mr. Rhodes.
Colin.
80% accounts of their experiments involving aquarium? Listen to this. Trial number 7 was a failure. Project number 56 has seen brief success. It functioned briefly and was able to eliminate the 4 of the 6 targets before leaking excessive toxic emissions, which forced our staff to evacuate the testing chamber. Attempt number 8 will involve more doses of corium.
Eliminate targets? It's a weapon? Against what?
It doesn't say what the targets were, but corium, that's what they're using to make whatever they're making.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Torres. It's been lovely talking to you, but I've really got to go. Good luck with your don't go looking into it.
She didn't seem to notice the missing paper in her haste.
Yeah, what the hell do you think those guys are doing?
I don't know, but Colin was definitely right. Whatever they're working on is going to change the world. The question is if it'll be for the better.
Thanks for listening to the Gnomes Are... What is that thing? Oh my god, something just broke into the studio. It's big and it's slimy and okay, we kind of have to go now, but thanks so much for listening. If you like what you heard, please remember to support this podcast by sharing it with all your favorite people, including Talking Garden Gnomes. For a full list of credits, please visit our website, which can be found in our bio. Until next time, the Gnomes are alive.